How's it going, guys? This is Plow back for another video. We're continuing the Love Ribbon series today. I apologize for my big lack of uploads. I'm very lazy. So let's just get right back to it then. I pack my books and stationery as the final bell rings. School is over at last. I rise to my feet and head towards the door, hoping to catch Zoe before she leaves. Just as I begin to walk away from my desk, however, someone blocks my path. Iris, do you have a minute? Oh, of course. Crap, it's the teacher. I walk to the side and allow my other classmates to pass. Once it's just my teacher and I, he begins to talk. Iris, I wanted to talk to you about your score on the chemistry test from the other day. Gulp. You do? I do. And going back the look on your face, I'd say you know exactly what I'm about to say. I grimace as I think about how badly I must have performed on that test. Between moving out and moving in with my suddenly announced younger sister, my mind was anywhere but on the exam. Iris, need I remind you are one of the top candidates for Lilium's prestigious scholarship? You can't afford to let your marks fall. Your eligibility is entirely dependent on your grades. I realize that. I really do, but what? You have more important things to do? This is your future we're talking about. Whatever is going on in your life, you can't afford to throw away the opportunity. If you continue to do poorly, you will have your scholarship revoked. Don't forget that. Jeez. Before I can respond, my teacher walks off, leaving me alone to reflect on what he said. So I really did that badly, huh? I was worried about my home situation might affect my grades, but I didn't think it would be that bad. I need to do something about this. I grab my belongings and turn to head towards the door once more. What a jerk. I'm glad he doesn't teach my class. Ah, Zoe. No, he's not a... Whoa, Zoe, when did you get here? About the time that good-for-nothing started laying onto you. Who does he think he is, anyway? So your mark slipped a little. That's no reason to get bent out of shape. No, it might be hard to hear, but he was right. I am eligible for a scholarship that this school provides. If I don't keep my grades perfect, it could go to someone else. He just cares about my future, that's all. If you say so. Anyway, forget about that. Were you waiting for me? Waiting for you? Well, you usually go home right after school, right? Could it be that you actually wanted to walk your big sister home? Don't get too full of yourself, and quit with the big sister thing. I just happened to be passing by when I saw you being lectured, that's all. Oh, I see. I let out a deep sigh. I guess you're right. I shouldn't get so full of myself. My grades are dropping. My home life has warped because of beyond my control, and my own sister hates me. I have no reason to feel proud of myself. My shoulders droop and more as I speak. While I don't truly believe what I just said, I don't think it's too far off the mark either. This could very well be an important crossroads in my life. Oh, come on. You don't have it that bad. It was only one test, wasn't it? And it's not like I really hate you or anything. I shake my head. It's okay, Zoe. You don't need to comfort me. What I should be doing right now is studying, not fishing for sympathy. I'm going to head home. I'll understand if you want to go a different way than me. I push past Zoe and head towards the door once more. Don't push her away. Once we leave the school, Zoe and I continue to walk together, or as close to together as the two of us seem to get. Zoe walks a few steps behind me, far enough away that we could be strangers, but not so far that we might get separated. When I stop, she stops, and when I continue, so does she. What is Zoe today? A lost puppy or a stalker? I'd say both. I slow to a halt. Say, Zoe. Yes? How long are you going to keep on following me like this? I'm not following you. We do happen to live in the same building, remember? Oh. I start walking once again. Once we reach an intersection, I begin to take a left turn, where I should have taken a right. You still don't remember the way back? You were supposed to go right. I'm not going straight home, okay? I see. I keep walking the path away from our home, leaving Zoe at the intersection alone. At first, she just stands there, watching me walk away. After a few seconds, however, I hear her footsteps creeping up behind me. I thought you said you weren't following me. I'm not. I just happened to be making a detour on my way home, too. Whatever you say. Well, I'm going this way, so I like smoothies. Oh! Huh? Smoothies. I like them. Okay. There's a place around here that sells them, right? Will you take me? I turn around to face Zoe. Now you want the smoothies, is that right? As always, she looks dead serious. There isn't an ounce of joy or compassion in her voice on her face. Despite that, I can't help but think back to our first meeting. You mean because I invited you before? Don't misunderstand. I just feel like a smoothie. Will you take me or not? I stare at Zoe blankly. While her words are as cold as ever, I dare to think that she might be inviting me out. In her own way, that is. Oh, okay. I mean, yeah, I'll definitely take you. Great. Yeah. Zoe turns around and walks toward our home, which is in the same direction as the smoothie and ice cream store I had in mind. Hey, wait! If you know where it is, why do you need an escort? Zoe says nothing, and continues walking. As soon as we reach the ice cream store, we place our orders. After my indecisiveness on whether I wanted an ice cream or a smoothie, Zoe insisted we order both. Thanks to the ease involved in serving ice cream and blending smoothies, our orders are ready shortly after we arrive. Ooh, that looks good! I indicate Zoe's ice cream in a paper cup, which looks delicious. I'll have to try the chocolate next time. It is. Nothing beats chocolate ice cream. Eh? I didn't pick you for a sweet tooth. There's no human being alive who does not like chocolate. That's true. Ha 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 ha. I can't argue with that. I take a bite of my strawberry ice cream, then wash it down with my shake. Mixed berries flavor. What about you? Do you like fruity flavors that much? You could say that. Honestly, I love sweets of all kinds. Berry, chocolate, banana. It's all great. Well, you do look the type. Yeah, Wait, what's that supposed to mean? Nothing. Zoe casually takes a sip of her chocolate smoothie. Fine then. If that's how you're going to be, I won't let you try any of mine. Then it's a good thing I don't want any. True to her words, Zoe shows no interest in trying out my order, or sharing any of hers for that matter. Still, if you tell me I can't have any, that kind of makes me want some. Without warning, Zoe reaches across and scoops up a spoonful of my ice cream. Hey, I just said you can't have any! Ha ha ha. Zoe reaches across once more, this time taking a sip of my smoothie. Not bad. Thief! Not only my ice cream, but my smoothie too? Fine then, if that's how it's going to be. I grab Zoe's smoothie and bring it to my mouth. Zoe doesn't stop me, even with her smoothie an inch away from my lips. She doesn't move a muscle. What's wrong? Aren't you going to make us even? That was my intention. And? I look at the smoothie in my hands. It dawns on me that Zoe has been drinking from this. If I went through with my plan, we would be sharing an indirect kiss. Zoe already drank from my smoothie and used her own spoon, which had been in her mouth, to eat some of my ice cream. Obviously, the thought didn't bother her. Wait, of course it didn't. We're sisters. It's not like this is weird or anything. I hesitantly take a sip. Do you like it? Yeah, it tastes, chocolatey. Duh. Zoe takes her smoothie back and immediately drinks from it. I'm definitely thinking about this too much. Is this the first time you've been to an ice cream parlor with someone before? Eh? Come to think of it, yeah, it is. Dad was busy with his job and usually didn't have time for stuff like this. I spent most of my free time in after-school lessons or extracurricular activities. My friends were bitter that I never went out with them, but I'd say I made the right choice. School comes first, right? For the first time since we met up after school, Zoe's expression changes notably. She looks surprised to hear what I have to say, perhaps even shocked. So that's how it was. I loved Dad and all, but it was pretty lonely. You know what I mean? What am I saying? Your position is probably worse. In fact, now that you've left behind everyone you know and care about overseas, you're the one who should be complaining, not me. No, it's not that bad. Zoe looks sad for a moment, without either one of us realizing it. The topic has grown rather heavy. Back to her usual serious expression, Zoe's words are the only indicator of her sadness. Like me, she has been thrown around due to the circumstances of our parents. But in her case, Zoe has come to this foreign school without her mother, hardly a parallel to my own situation. I smile and take a scoop of Zoe's ice cream. Apology accepted. Thank you, Iris. Why don't we just put all of this behind us and start over? What do you say? Yeah, I like that. Zoe returns my words with a soft smile. It matches her cool yet beautiful face perfectly. and for the first time since we're reunited, I feel as though I might be able to become friends with her after all. Yeah. I slump down on my desk as my first class for the day comes to an end. It pains me to think about it, but the day has just begun, and there are many agonizing hours to go. My only solace comes in the form of calculus class, which is shared with my little sister Zoe. Since our encounter the other day, the two of us have been getting along much better, and I'm honestly looking forward to spending some class time with her. Assuming she shows up, of course. Alright, simmer down for a second. I'll be stepping out for a bit, so class will start a few minutes late. When I come back, I expect to see you all in your seats and waiting for my return. Got that? Yes. As the time for our next class draws near, a teacher steps back out of the classroom and heads down the hallway. At the same time, his presence is replaced by that of a far more attractive and calming individual. Zoe! That's my name. Zoe enters the classroom and walks right over to my seat. I can't tell. Am I early or late? I thought I was right on time, but then the teacher walked straight out. Oh, he said he had to go do something for a few minutes. He'll be back soon. Fair enough. Zoe takes her seat and begins to remove her books from her bag. The moment Zoe does so, our teacher walks back into the room. Zoe and I had turned to face the front of the room, finishing our class preparation in silence. After class, I see Zoe waiting for me in the hall while I collect my books. I can't help but smile. Even if you were late, I'm just glad to see you attending class again. Hey, I didn't skip that many classes. Besides, I'm a busy person. Sometimes class is the least of my worries. Oh, right. I forgot that you're queen of the double life. Zoe rolls her eyes. Mock me all you want. Right now, I'm killing it. Killing it? Killing what? And you do mean that figuratively, don't you? Zoe smirks and pulls out a flyer. I take the flyer from Zoe and give it a once over. Playing Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night this week. Come see the... Whoa, wait a minute. Is this what I think it is? Mm-hmm. You're looking at the enigmatic Iris, guitarist extraordinaire. I see. So you landed a gig after all. What's more, you managed to find a band to play with, and so quickly too. Of course, did you ever doubt me? Not for a moment. I do have one question though. Why the hell did you use my name instead of yours? I quickly cover my mouth as I realize that I'm shouting. My outburst earns a couple of giggles, but nothing worth worrying about. Have you forgotten already? I've been using your name on my applications. I'm too young to get any legit work, or have you forgotten what happened last time? Don't remind me. Most of these places just rely on a background screening, so with your name, they'll see I'm old enough. I sigh and shake my head. Just promise me that it's a respectable establishment this time. It is. I guarantee it. In fact, you're welcome to come along and check it out for yourself if you don't believe me. No, it's okay. I trust you. Zoe stares at me blankly for a moment. You're welcome to come along and check it out yourself if you don't believe me. I heard you the first time. I trust you all right. I stop mid-sentence as Zoe begins to pout. It's at that moment that I realize what she's trying to ask me. Then again, I would be a pretty lousy sister if I didn't come to check out your first band performance. Besides, I can't have you using my name while you hang out with seedy characters, you know? Zoe breathes a sigh of relief. Well, I guess I'll let you come with me. Just don't embarrass me, alright? Zoe speeds away to her next class, a happy bounce in her step. Zoe's first band show, huh? She really has changed. She's a lot more nicer to me now. After school, but still before dinner, I hit the street with Zoe after returning home to change. We walk together to the venue at which she's get set to play. Zoe is planning to meet up with other band members just before the show begins so they can cover their plan for the night. Hee. Oh, that's a pretty dress. Would you cut that out? You've been giggling since we left the house. It's creepy. Sorry. I can't help it. I'm just so happy to be invited to your show. It isn't my show. It's the band's show. I'm just filling in for the guitarist. More importantly, I didn't invite you. You just decided to follow me to the show. Right. My bad. Zoe sighs and averts her gaze. Contrary to what she's saying, I know what she wants me to come with her. She's nervous about playing at a new venue with a group of strangers, so who better to provide more support than a wonderful older sister? This first show will be a short one to see how I do. We should be back in time to eat dinner like usual. For the first of the week, I'll be coming back later, so don't wait up. Oh, all right. Do you think many of your gigs will run late? Probably. Most performances are scheduled during dinner time, so people get a show while they eat. I'm not going to take any work that runs too late, though. I won't be walking back home when it's pitch black outside. I feel a sense of relief at Zoe's words. While she would never admit to it, I'm quite sure she added that last part for my benefit. Anyway, we're almost there. It isn't a long walk from our place, as long as you know the way. Already? Whoa, how did you land a gig so close to home? I only sent out applications to local bars and restaurants. I'll probably need to take work further away in the future, but for the time being I should be fine working locally. But that doesn't mean you should crash my shows, alright? Tonight is just an exception. Yes, yes, whatever you say. Looks oddly similar to the last place. Zoe and I walk to the venue together. Once we arrive, Zoe meets up with her temporary band and heads backstage, leaving me to wait while the audience for her show to begin. I feel awkward at first, loitering in a bar without ordering anything or talking to anyone, but that feeling disappears the moment Zoe steps on stage. Together with the band, she floods the dining area with music. Before long, I am unable to hear any of the conversations around me or the television behind the bar. All eyes are directed towards the stage, mine included. The performance ends after 15 minutes or so, but I'm glad that they're just taking a break. After 10 minutes, they'll be back on stage. I take this opportunity to tackle my sister. Zoe, that was absolutely amazing. No wonder you wanted to play so badly. I couldn't believe my ears. Iris, shh, keep it down. I'm supposed to be you, remember? Stop calling me Zoe. Oh, right. Iris, well, that was absolutely... I get it. Stop already. Besides, it was nothing special. I was just playing what they told me to. That's not true. I don't think you understand just how talented you are. Zoe, Iris, I know I was skeptical about you playing in the evening, but I can see now how serious you are about this. I promise that I will be nothing but supportive from now on. Zoe scratches her face and averts her gaze. Well, someone's a little shy. She's blushing, as she has been since I first started to praise her. Honestly, what part of stop did you not understand? This is why I didn't want you to come. So you say, but here I am. A couple of Zoe's bandmates begin to move while we're talking. They head towards the stage once more, carrying their equipment with them. Ah, looks like a break time is over. Yeah, we get plenty of breaks throughout the show, but they're all pretty short. Anyway, you should head on home. I can't guarantee we'll finish on time, and it'll be getting dark by the time I'm done. Alright, I understand. I don't like it, but I'll do as you say. I have faith that you'll be alright. Of course I will be. I'm not some helpless little girl, you know? I'll stick to bottled water then that I pick out myself, and if it gets too late, I'll make sure to call a cab. You just hurry on home. I reluctantly nod and take a step back as Zoe picks up her guitar. Looks like we're up. Sorry to cut this short, but... No, I understand. Knock 'em dead, Iris. Show them what my amazing little sister is made of. Yeah, thanks. Blushing at my remark, Zoe takes a few deep breaths and heads onto stage. Her figure retreats behind a curtain that separates the audience from the preparation area backstage, and I am alone once more. Even so, I don't feel lonely or disheartened. In fact, I feel more excited than I did when I first heard that Zoe would be playing. That's because I know that Zoe wants me here, listening to her play. She wants me to ease her nerves and to give her the courage to play. Behind the wall she puts up around herself, Zoe is starting to think of me as her sister, someone whom she can rely on, and with whom she can share these special moments. After being estranged for so many years, we are finally on our way to becoming a real family. Following a break filled with touchy subjects, I coast through calculus without a single part of the lesson sticking. All I've been able to think about is Zoe, who is sitting next to me in class nonchalantly practicing how to twirl her mechanical pencil. Good work, class. I know this module is hard, but that's all the more reason why you need to pay attention. Everything in today's lesson will be in the next exam, so make sure to review when you get home. Irk. Bidding the class farewell, our teacher leaves us to stew in the aftermath of his lesson. How do we have another exam coming up already? I am so screwed. And whose fault is that? If you don't want to fail, perhaps you should pay more attention in class, says the person responsible for my current state. I don't want to hear that from a truant. Don't be so quick to judge. As I recall, the truant's test grades are higher than yours. That just isn't fair. Life isn't fair. If you want to lift your grades, you know what you need to do. I know, I need to buckle down. Oh, but I already spend a lot of my free time studying. What if it isn't enough? Even if you want to do better on the next exam, there are limits to what one person can accomplish. Quit moaning and accept your fate. Tell you what, since I'm so nice, I'll lend you my notes when we get home. I'll even tutor you too, so I don't want to hear any more excuses, understand? Understood? I try not to roll my eyes at Zoe's teasing, smiling to myself. We seem to have developed a much better rapport in the days since I watched her show. But she did love to mock how I frequently scolded her, and today was no exception. She never took her teasing too far, but I'd already come to expect it. It might annoy me if I didn't see her underlying motive to spend time with me in most of her attempts. Yeah, alright. Thanks, Zoe. Thank me after you ace the next calculus exam. Well, aren't you humble? Is it the professor? Zoe and I both turn around to find a girl from our calculus class staring at Zoe. Oh no. The girl's expression is as serious as her tone, and I can't see any good coming from her intervention. A rival already. Excuse me? Just listen to you. One night with your notes and Iris will ace the class? Give me a break. The girl steps forward, crossing her arms, and stares Zoe down. Oh. Or what? You think because you're in a higher grades calculus class that you're special? You barely even attended class. You have no right to be here. How is my attendance any of your business? Besides, I was placed in this class based on my result. It's not like I asked to be here. And it shows. It takes a special kind of arrogance to skip lessons when you've been given an advanced placement. Have you ever stopped to think about how humiliating it is for the students in this class? Your own sister attends every lesson diligently, yet you, who can't even be bothered showing up, think you know better than her? You should do everyone here a favor and just quit. ... Jeez. Zoe doesn't break eye contact, nor does she respond. She simply glares at the girl antagonizing her as the two face off. No comeback? Figures. You may be arrogant, but you've got no bite after all. You know, as well as I do that nobody actually wants you here. Wait, I'm sorry guys. You know as well as I do that nobody, okay. Not even your own sister. Hold it right there. I slammed my hands on the desk and rise to my feet, shouting far louder than intended. If Zoe wants to leave this class, that's her decision to make, but don't you dare claim that she's unwanted. You hate Zoe that much? Then shut up and go. Your presence would be missed far less than Zoe's would. Iris. Hey, calm down. You don't need to pretend. And another thing, don't think for a second that you know what's on my mind, or that you speak for me. You think you know what everyone else here wants? That takes a special kind of arrogance. Don't don't you forget what I said, Zoe. As long as you're in this class, get out of here already. Oh, stand up for your little sister. The girl antagonizing Zoe looks at us once more, then grits her teeth. She walks out of the classroom without saying another word, enduring stares from all around. Honestly, some people. Just how insecure do you have to be to bully someone like that? Girls like her are the worst. Yeah. Zoe's voice falters as she tries to agree with me. What's wrong? If it's about what that girl said, why did you defend me? Huh? Zoe asked me an earnest question in a quiet voice. She's not angry. She honestly doesn't understand. People at this school are more than a little on edge when it comes to grades, but that was no reason to lay into you like that. I've dealt with girls like that before, but why would you put yourself in the firing line like that? No good can come of this. You're just going to make yourself a target too. I just don't understand. Haha, what are you saying? Sure you do. I do? I saw you enduring undeserved hardship and I took your side unconditionally. Didn't you do the same thing when I was getting chewed out by my teacher? Zoe's expression darkens. Oh, I see. So you're just returning the favor. I sigh and shake my head. It's not about doing you a favor. That thought didn't even cross my mind. We're family. We're sisters. It's only natural that we look out for each other. So don't start getting all gloomy about me doing something unnecessary, alright? Already standing, I grab my books and take a few steps towards the door. Anyway, we can continue this conversation later. For now, I need to get to my next class before I pass out. Talk to you later, okay? Sisters, huh? I thought she was gonna be a rival. I was about to say. Can't happen already. I kick off my shoes and sprawled myself out on the couch, home at last. After spending the last half of school in extracurricular activities and desperate for peace, I'm relieved to finally get just that, even if it's a tad late. Phew, nothing like a quiet night at home, huh? I could just sit back, relax, and crack open a textbook. You find it sifting through textbooks relaxing? Just how much of a nerd are you? Well, excuse me for being a model student. I have to do something when I'm home. And that something is studying? You could at least learn something useful, like how to cook. Ack. I look towards the kitchen. Truthfully, I want to learn how to cook. I always have. In practice, however, things never go so smoothly. Alright, fine. Leave it to me. Since you don't have a show tonight, I'll make dinner for both of us. You're always doing the cooking when you're not playing, so think of this as a token of appreciation from your older sister. No, you really don't have to do that. I was saying you should learn how to cook, not take over for me. So I'll learn through experience. What's wrong with that? It's dangerous. Don't you remember what happened last time? You should stay away from the kitchen until you're prepared. Oh, come on. You can't make a cake without cracking a few eggs. You set an oven mitt on fire. Oh my god. Details. I just need a little practice and I'll be as good as you in no time. You think so? Of course. You're a good cook. Father's a good cook, and once he said that, Mother's a good cook. It must be genetic. Genetic, huh? Even if that's the case. I put on an apron as Zoe starts to mumble to herself. Okay, let's see what we have here. Spaghetti, eggs, tomatoes, potatoes, rice. I can work with this. I start pulling out ingredients when I feel Zoe's hand on my shoulder. Zoe? I'm not so sure we can rely on genetics here. Have you never thought that maybe we... I stare at Zoe in confusion. No, never mind. Even if cooking skills were genetic, which they're not, you'd still need to learn from someone. How about I show you the basics? The basics? You mean, you'll teach me how to cook? Of course. I'm going to be eating whatever you make after all. I prefer it if it was at least edible. Ahaha, how mean. Alright, let's do this. With Zoe by my side, there's no way I can fail. Zoe puts on an apron and pulls out a pot, potato peeler, and a knife. She hands me the peeler and half fills the pot with water, then places the pot on the stove top and turns on the heat. First things first, peel those potatoes while I slice these tomatoes. Once you're done with that, cut the potatoes up into wedges. Then, whoa, slow down. Peel the tomatoes, then... No, peel the potatoes. And once they're peeled, cut them into... What are you doing? Peeling a potato. Yeah, but why are you peeling it in zigzags? Straight lines subtly overlapping one another. That's how you get rid of the skin without sacrificing anything worth eating. Oh, I get it. Straight lines. Like when you're shaving your legs. Sure, just like that. ... Alright, and done. Phew, that was hard work. You peeled a grand total of 1 potato. Sigh. Let's just move on. Here, take this knife and cut the potato in half. Yes, ma'am. I line up the knife with the potato and try to judge where the exact center is. Cut precisely in half. I never said it needed to be precise. Just cut the damn thing in half already. Alright, I'm getting there. Now then. ... Zoe? What? Which way should I cut it? Lengthwise or... Zoe slaps herself in the face. You're just screwing with me, aren't you? Eh? Screwing with you? Forget it. Hand me the knife. I relinquish the knife into Zoe's possession. Watch and learn, newbie. Zoe cuts the potato lengthwise into two even halves. She then cuts each of those chunks in half, representing the process until she has 16 wedges. Ooh, just like a real chef. More like a kitchen hand. Cutting potatoes is something any idiot, well, almost any idiot can do. Meanie. Zoe shrugs and places the knife down, then hands me the peeler. Prove me wrong. I pick up another potato and begin to peel it. Just like Zoe told me, I peel it straight lines, not missing any of the skin. Once the potato has been completely deskinned, I pick up the knife and cut into it. Easy. Got it. That wasn't so hard. Congratulations, you're a master chef. Now cut those chunks in half a few times. The bigger the piece of potato, the longer it will take to cook. Understood. And after you're done with that one, peel the next few before worrying about chopping them up. I need the knife to slice up these tomatoes. Yes, head chef. As our meal gradually begins to take shape, Zoe and I take a step back and watch the stove do its magic. On top, on top is a pot with fettuccine pasta right next to a pan with fried tomatoes. In the oven are the potato wedges, and last but not least, the eggs are sitting on the counter waiting to be cracked. So, we just wait? That's the idea. Wow, this cooking thing is easy. Follow some basic instructions, then laser on while the stove does the rest. I might have a knack for this after all. ... Just make sure the pot doesn't boil over, okay? Oh, and keep an eye on the wedges. They'll turn into charcoal if you leave them cooking for too long. Eh? Seriously? Duh. That's what happens when you overcook something. Cooking isn't all fun and games. If you lose concentration for even a moment, you might wind up cutting off one of your fingers. Eek! Are you kidding? I'm not kidding. Oil burns, knife wounds, gas leaks, fires. Okay, I get it. Electrocution, salmonella, dismemberment. Stop already. I understand. I'll keep an eye on the food while it cooks. That's all I ask. I breathe a deep sigh and smile at Zoe. But you know, even if cooking can be dangerous, it was kind of fun to have you show me how it's done. We should do things like this together more often. If you want to, of course. Sure, I'm game. Who knows, maybe one of these days I'll come home from a gig to the smell of home cooking. And housewife Iris will be waiting for you in nothing but an apron. Never mind. I'll just eat on my way home. You can't do that? You can't do that. What am I going to do if you're eating out all that time? Hmm? You don't know what that actually means, do you? What it actually means? Never mind. No, tell me. Fine. You see, by eat out, what it can mean is... Oops, time to turn the heat down. Hey, stop laughing and tell me already. Zoe! I get it. So pure and innocent. Sometime after returning home from errands, I decide to prepare for a late dinner with Zoe. I'm not terribly hungry myself, but Zoe will be too tired to cook when she returns, so it's either this or we order takeout. I open the refrigerator and search for something easy to make. What should we have tonight? Leftovers would be easiest, but I feel kind of bad just reheating what Zoe made. Maybe I'll... Click. I close the refrigerator and turn towards the doors. I don't think closing the refrigerator makes a click sound. The sound of the lock turning catches my attention, and a moment later I see a familiar figure in the doorway. I guess it was a lock. Yo, I'm back. Welcome home, Zoe. Are you hungry? I was just thinking about making dinner. Nah, I'm good. The pay this time was really low, but I did get to order whatever I wanted, free of charge. Oh, alright. I guess that's kind of cool. Was the food at the venue any good? Not really. It's all greasy and garbage. It was filling, though. I see. Well, I guess I don't have to worry about dinner then. I'm also not really hungry, so my voice shows off as I see what Zoe's holding in her hand. Wait a minute. Is that? Oh, this? Noticing my gaze, Zoe raises a six-pack of beer cans in her hand and places it on the table. Another perk from the job. A lot of the low-paying venues try to rope performers in by offering them inventory. I told them I was still a student, but they gave it to me anyway. What? How irresponsible. Tell me about it. Anyway, even if you aren't hungry, you might want to eat something. It's not good to drink on an empty stomach, you know? Yeah, I have heard. Hold on, are you saying you want me to drink all of this? Not all of it, just half. Or would you rather see your sister completely wasted? No, that's... Couldn't we just, I don't know, not drink it? That would be a waste. Then why not just have one can? Moderation is important, you know? Oh? I thought you didn't like to half-ass things. I really don't think that applies here. I look towards the six-pack again. Is it at least light beer? Nope. Full of sugar, alcohol, and everything else that makes it worth drinking. Or so I'm told. Come on, celebrate with me. It's thanks to you I can even get into these places to play. Don't remind me. I feel like a bad sister for saying this, but... Alright, let's drink. Now you're talking. Well... Drinking can't go anywhere good. Zoe and I have moved to her bedroom after drinking 2 cans each. The taste really wasn't something I enjoyed at all, but I stuck with it out of pressure to look mature. We each sat on the floor near her bed as we nursed the third and final cans, taking our time to sip them slowly. I feel my body gradually beginning to relax. The alcohol is getting to me already. It would seem that I'm a lightweight. Are you still with me, Iris? Zoe waves her hand in front of my face. If you're feeling sick, you should just put it down. Better it goes to waste than you make yourself ill. I push Zoe's hand away and take another sip. I'm fine. I'm just a little tipsy. You were a little tipsy before you even finished your first can. Shut up. I don't usually drink, okay? Usually? Don't you mean you never have before? Zoe's smug face as she calls me out and should bother me, but I'm currently too relaxed to care, I shrug in response. People seem to do, dumb stuff when you're drunk. I don't want to make an ass out of myself. I see. Zoe moves closer to me. So you're afraid of doing something you might regret? Oh. Exactly. You never know what's going to happen when you drink too much. That's why you should only drink in the safety of your friends and family. Oh, wise words befitting an older sister. Zoe brings her hand to her mouth and stifles a laugh. I get the feeling she's a lot more open when she's had a few to drink. But you know, things can happen even if you're only with friends and family. Alcohol causes people to release their inhibitions and do and say things they usually wouldn't. If you aren't careful, you might just start acting true to yourself. I stare at Zoe blankly. The heck is that supposed to mean? Zoe shakes her head. No, never mind. If you can't comprehend what I'm saying, perhaps it's time I cut you off. Ah! Zoe grabs the can from my hand and places it out of my reach. Meanie, you're the one who told me to drink. I am, and as a person responsible for your current state, it is my duty to see to your continued well-being. ... You know, you're surprisingly you talk well considering how much you drank. I'll take that as a compliment. Even so, don't forget that alcohol affects different people in different ways. Some people become loud, some brood, some are giggly, and others. Oh, Zoe. Zoe puts her beer can next to mine, then she wraps her arms around my neck. She brings her face closer until I can feel her breath overlapping mine. Zoe, you're a bit close. Does it bother you? No, I wouldn't say that. Then there's no problem. Zoe continues to bring her face in closer. My first instinct is to push her away, but even as I feel her breath on my cheek, I can't bring myself to do it. Zoe, are you? Zoe stops moving closer. Instead, she begins to move her hands back and forth, stroking the back of my neck and shoulders. Iris, looking at you up close, your skin is surprisingly soft and smooth. I'm kind of jealous. Zoe slips her hand down lower, reaching under the back of my shirt. Even then, I don't stop her. Do I want her to continue? What am I hoping for exactly? Zoe, you can't. Can't what? If you don't say it clearly, I won't know what you mean. Zoe's hands continue to roam along my back as she rests her head on my shoulder. I can't see her face from this angle. It takes every bit of my failing resolve not to let out my excited breathing into her ear. Click. Kya! I jump in surprise as I both feel and hear a faint click. In front of my shirt drops slightly, and I realize that Zoe has unclipped my bra. Oh, sorry, I was trying to move it out of the way. Zoe pulls up off my shoulder, her rich, dark hair falling to one side in a messy manner. Her eyes look sleepy, staring at nothing, dazed despite her coherency earlier. I'm sure I'm not much better. Only then do I realize how close we are. Her lips are barely 3 inches away from mine. I bite my lip to stifle a gasp, which causes Zoe to look at me. There's no need to wear a bra, you know. It's just us here. No, but this is just a bit of a skinship between siblings. I guess that's fine. I bring my face forward, inching closer to Zoe's. Though she hasn't moved any further herself, she doesn't pull away either. Oh, she doesn't pull away either. Despite being so close, Zoe shows no intention of going any further. A part of me is relieved by this. I'm still unsure of what's going on, and I realize that we're both inebriated. Even so, somewhere deep within my mind, I want nothing more than for this to continue, whatever this may be. We each wait for the other to continue. Neither one of us wants to take the next step alone. I muster my courage and place my hands on Zoe's shoulders. She rests her head on my shoulder and loosely puts both arms around my neck. Her hair is soft and so fine that it tickles my nose. I let my hand slide up and down her sides as I hold her, meaning it to only be a comforting touch. But I'm soon appalled to find myself getting excited as my hands make contact with her incredibly warm skin. Her shirt had hitched up, revealing the expanse of her hips to my roaming hands. I try not to show any reaction, but cold chills break out all over me. Not able to contain myself, my body stiffens, breaking the moment. She starts to climb off my lap. Before I can think, I grab her jacket, halting her movement. What do I say now? Stitching my mind, I try to think of something to say, but I come up with nothing. All I know is that I didn't want Zoe's touch to stop just yet. I move my hand back down to her waist, seeing the bare skin there. The contact creates an instant electric reaction in my own body. Zoe shifts forward, steadying herself with her hands on my shoulders. I feel her linking them behind my head. The pressure below my stomach is starting to ache. What is it I'm trying to do right now? All I can do is ask myself this as I inch closer and closer to Zoe's face, closer and closer to her lips. She parts her lips and... It's late. Late? It's a school night. Oh. Zoe looks at me sadly. Filled with both relief and regret, she pulls away of her own volition. Sorry, I don't really know what I was trying to do there. No, you don't need to apologize. Damn. I'm in the same boat as her. I want us to be closer, but I don't really understand how or why. Zoe slowly stands, steadying herself on the bed for support. She then crawls into her bed, tossing off her jacket in the process. Zoe, after biting after bidding Zoe goodnight, I leave her room and head back to my own room. I lock the door and lay on my bed, unconsciously bringing my fingers to my lips as I close my eyes. As I try to fall asleep, a single question remains on my mind. Just what do I want my relationship with Zoe to become? Well, I think that's where we're going to end the episode for today. Pretty eventful stuff happened there at the very end. Really didn't expect it to go that fast, but I guess it's only just begun. But I'll see you guys in the next episode. I hope you're enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. And yeah, see you guys in the next episode.